Beloved, the Lord held back for 2 hours to shield you, and the one investigating was discovered. Pay close attention, because this is extraordinary, and you must not dismiss it. I am speaking to you as someone who was chosen long before you knew your own identity, and what occurred was not a postponement, but a purposeful act of defense. I held back those 2 hours not because I was distant, but because every moment was orchestrating something beyond your vision. The investigator who believed they were monitoring you was already under my observation, and their schemes were uncovered before they could affect your path. If you stop listening now, you might overlook the very revelation that will transform everything in your world, because this instance holds a caution, a gift, and a disclosure designed specifically for you. Type Amen if you have faith. I am sharing this with you now because you have questioned the quiet and you pondered why assistance did not arrive instantly. You experienced the pressure of those 2 hours, as though something was approaching, as though threat was closer than relief. But what you missed was that I was moving into every concealed corner where your name was being mentioned without your awareness. The investigator symbolizes every power that attempted to examine your vulnerabilities, track your movements, and forecast your collapse. Yet they were discovered not by accident, but because I stepped in at the precise instant that would shatter their approach entirely. Know this clearly: you were never left unguarded, not even for an instant. The postponement you sensed was not desertion, it was strategic placement. I was permitting what was concealed to completely expose itself, so it could be revealed and eliminated in a manner that could never resurface. If I had moved too quickly, the danger would have stayed invisible, and it would have returned with greater force. But by holding for those 2 hours, I guaranteed that what was designed to injure you would crumble entirely. This is why you must continue listening, because what I am demonstrating now is not merely about what transpired, but about what is approaching next. There is a cause your soul felt troubled before everything emerged. That sensation was not panic, it was recognition. I instilled that awareness within you so you would start to identify when something is not in harmony with your destiny. You may have believed you were overthinking or creating scenarios, but in reality you were perceiving. The investigator did not anticipate that you would be linked to me in such a manner, and they miscalculated the shield that encircles you constantly. What they assumed was privacy was already visible in my awareness. If this is resonating with your soul right now, take a moment to like this video, because it assists this message in reaching those who are also being shielded without knowing it. You must grasp the fuller significance of what has occurred. This is not simply about someone being discovered. It is about the truth that nothing crafted against you can stay concealed for long. I observe every intention before it transforms into an action. I perceive every murmur spoken in shadows, and I respond, not haphazardly but with accuracy, that secures your safety and your development simultaneously. The 2-hour pause was a barrier masked as stillness, and now you can understand why it was essential. Type 777 if you trust God. The investigator assumed they were in command, collecting data, observing, and anticipating the perfect moment to attack. But what they did not realize was that their every action was being documented in a higher dimension. I permitted them to proceed just long enough for their own behaviors to become the proof against them. When the time arrived, they were captured in a way they could not evade, and their hold over your existence was severed. This is how I operate when I shield those I have selected. You may still sense the burden of what nearly occurred, and that is understandable. When danger passes, the body retains the strain, even if the result is protection. But I am telling you now, let go of that anxiety. What was intended to ensnare you has already been dismantled. What was meant to bewilder you has already been made clear. You are positioned in a place of security that is more powerful than anything that tried to access you. There is also something additional you need to understand, something that will alter how you proceed. This was not the final time I will step in for you. but it is an indicator of how I will keep acting in your life. I will permit certain things to come near enough for you to develop in awareness, but never near enough to devastate you. Every postponement, every stillness, every instance that seems unclear has a function that is operating in your benefit. You are not being abandoned. You are being thoughtfully directed. The cause you were cautioned is because you are not like others. You possess a purpose that draws both blessing and resistance. When you start to walk into your calling, there will always be those who attempt to comprehend it, dominate it, or halt it, but they cannot prevail because I am the one who installed that purpose within you. The Investigator was only one illustration of many powers that will try to stand against you, but their conclusion will always be identical. You need to begin believing what you sense in your soul. That inner awareness is not coincidental. It is dialogue. When something seems wrong, be attentive. When something seems aligned, advance with assurance. I am directing you in ways that transcend reasoning, beyond what can be observed or justified. This is how you will remain shielded and continue to travel in the direction that has been established for you. Right now, I want you to breathe deeply and acknowledge where you stand. You are protected. You are selected. You are being observed over in ways you cannot completely grasp. The circumstance that could have developed into something destructive has already been addressed. The person who thought they had entered into your life has been extracted from your journey. This is not chance. It is heavenly involvement. As you advance from this moment, do not bear the burden of what almost transpired. Instead, carry the comprehension of what I have accomplished for you. Let it fortify your belief. Let it expand your confidence. Let it remind you that even when you do not witness me operating, I am already in front of every situation, creating a route that leads to your security and your evolution. You must not confuse distance for denial. When I extract something, it is because it cannot bear the magnitude of your purpose. The Investigator was only one instance of something that had to be severed completely. There are other forces, more subtle ones, that I am also addressing in ways you cannot yet perceive. I am freeing you from what could hinder you, diminish your soul, or muddle your path. What seems like disruption is actually security in action. Type 111 if you believe. You have questioned why certain things never succeeded, why some strategies collapsed right before they could materialize. Now you are starting to see the explanation. Not everything that appears beneficial is secure for you. Not everything that seems correct in the instant is in harmony with your tomorrow. I see the complete vision, the start and the conclusion, and I direct you accordingly. When I permit something to dissolve, it is because I have already witnessed where it would take you, and I decline to let you walk into danger disguised as chance. There is also something awakening within you, something that resembles a gentle stirring. You are beginning to see arrangements more distinctly. You are observing things you once overlooked. You are becoming conscious of the atmosphere around individuals, circumstances, and choices. This is not chance. This is expansion, and it is occurring because you are being equipped for a higher dimension of consciousness. You cannot travel where you are heading with the same perception you had previously. You may experience moments of uncertainty as this transformation persists. That is because you are departing from an old method of perceiving the world and entering into a more profound comprehension. Things that once seemed logical may now feel ambiguous. People you once relied on may now seem remote. This is not because you are misplacing your way, but because your viewpoint is shifting. I am opening your vision to what was always present, but hidden from your consciousness. Do not hasten this process. Do not attempt to compel clarity before it arrives naturally. I am directing you gradually, even when it seems gradual. The 2-hour pause you encountered was a small reflection of a greater reality. Timing is significant, and I act at the exact instant that will produce the optimal result. If I act too early, you may not comprehend. If I act too late, the effect may not be thorough. So I act flawlessly, even when it seems postponed to you, type yes to receive miracles. There is a power inside you that has not completely emerged yet. You have depended on your own perception for so long that you have not understood how much I am functioning through you. That power is not boisterous. It is constant. It is not aggressive. It is enduring. It is what has sustained you through instances that should have destroyed you. It is what kept you upright when everything around you seemed unstable. That power is a component of you because I positioned it there. The investigator thought they could interpret you, anticipate you, and outsmart you, but they were examining the exterior, not the interior. They could not perceive what I have installed within you. They could not comprehend the shield that envelops you. This is why they were unsuccessful. This is why they were captured. Because what is upon your life cannot be analyzed or managed by human effort alone. It is sacred and it functions beyond their scope. You are entering a phase where you will start to perceive things more clearly than ever before. Circumstances will expose themselves rapidly. Reality will surface without strain. You will no longer have to wonder what is genuine and what is false. This lucidity is a blessing, and it is arriving because you have withstood confusion without abandoning your faith. You have persisted forward even when you did not possess all the solutions. That confidence has unlocked the entrance for greater comprehension, but with lucidity comes accountability. You cannot disregard what you perceive. You cannot act as though you do not recognize what has been disclosed to you. When something is shown to you, it is because you are meant to address it. This does not mean responding with panic or rage. It means advancing with insight. It means selecting your steps deliberately. It means harmonizing your behaviors with the reality that has been placed before you. There will also be instances where you sense challenged again. Not in the same manner, but in ways that test your confidence. You may wonder if the shield will persist. You may doubt if what happened before was a single occurrence. I am telling you now, it was not. What you encountered is a blueprint of how I will keep operating in your life. I will always be in front of what tries to access you. I will always uncover what is concealed. I will always shield what I have selected. You are not walking solo, even when it seems like it. There are things occurring around you that you cannot observe, but they are functioning in your benefit. Routes are being opened, barriers are being extracted, entrances are being arranged. You may not perceive the full vision yet, but you will. And when you do, you will comprehend why everything unfolded the way it did. There is also restoration occurring within you right now. The panic, the uncertainty, the ambiguity that once restrained you is gradually being substituted with assurance. Not assurance in yourself alone, but assurance in the reality that you are being directed. This kind of assurance does not originate from situations. It originates from recognizing that you are not depending on your own power alone. It originates from believing that there is something greater guiding you. You may start to observe that you are less influenced by things that once troubled you. Circumstances that would have generated anxiety may now seem controllable. People who once had sway over your feelings may no longer possess that authority. This is not because the world has altered, but because you have. You are becoming more resilient, more stable, more conscious of who you are and what you possess. Do not return to former habits. Do not go back to places that I have withdrawn you from. There is a cause, those entrances sealed. There is a cause, those bonds diminished. Believe that what has been removed was not intended to stay. What is designed for you will arrive in a way that does not demand you to sacrifice your tranquility or your purpose. As you persist forward, keep your spirit receptive but your soul alert. Not everyone who comes into your life will comprehend you, and not everyone is intended to remain. This is not something to dread, it is something to embrace. You are being guided into a life that demands perception, and that perception will shield you in ways you cannot envision. What occurred with the investigator was a milestone. It identified the moment where concealed opposition was brought into the radiance. It identified the start of a new dimension of security and consciousness in your life. It demonstrated to you that you are not defenseless in the way you once assumed. It verified that there is a power greater than anything against you actively operating to keep you secure. You must comprehend that the shield around you is not inactive. It is dynamic, purposeful, and perpetual. When I held back those 2 hours, it was not stillness, it was activity behind the veil. I was installing obstacles where injury could have penetrated, and I was creating passages where liberation and security would be assured. The same way I acted then, I am still acting now. Nothing that approaches you goes undetected, and nothing is permitted to advance without being assessed. Type 12:112 if you trust in Jesus. There are moments when you may sense like you are being observed, not in panic, but in consciousness. That sensation is not intended to upset you. It is intended to remind you that your life possesses significance. When you are selected, your journey becomes important in ways others may not comprehend. There are eyes that monitor, but there is also a covering that protects. What you must remember is that no observation has jurisdiction over your fate. Only I establish what contacts your life and what must remain distant. You have survived things that should have left you shattered, yet you are still present. You have confronted circumstances that could have stolen your tranquility, yet you continue to stand. This is not your accomplishment alone. This is the proof of my influence on your life. Even when you did not cry out, I was already answering. Even when you felt isolated, I was already encircling you with security that you could not observe. There is a transformation happening within your thinking. You are starting to examine things you once embraced without consideration. You are becoming more cautious with who you believe, more conscious of what you permit into your life. This is wisdom developing inside you. It is not making you isolated, it is making you discerning. You are discovering that not everything merits access to your time, your vitality, or your soul. You will also observe that some people may not comprehend this alteration in you. They may say you are transformed, that you have become reserved or remote. What they do not perceive is that you are becoming concentrated. You are no longer sidetracked by what does not signify. You are no longer easily drawn into circumstances that exhaust you. This is not deprivation, this is expansion, and it is required for where you are traveling. Type 2222 to receive miracles. The investigator who was captured is only one fragment of a larger reality. There are powers that try to function quietly, monitoring, anticipating, and strategizing. But what they fail to comprehend is that nothing evades my consciousness. Before they can respond, I have already witnessed their purpose. Before they can access you, I have already positioned a barrier. This is why you must not exist in panic. You are not vulnerable the way you assume you are. At times, you may sense like you are traveling through life without definite responses. You may wonder why certain things are concealed from you. But I do not disclose everything at once because you are developing into the comprehension required to manage it. If I revealed everything now, it would overwhelm you. So I disclose what you require when you require it, in a way that fortifies you instead of shattering you. You are also being equipped for a dimension of accountability that demands maturity. The consciousness you are obtaining is not just for your security, it is for your calling. You will be positioned in circumstances where your perception will direct not only you, but others as well. The lucidity you are cultivating will become a foundation of guidance for those who are disoriented. This is why your expansion matters so significantly. There will be moments when you are attracted to question what you sense. You may doubt whether your impulses are genuine or fabricated. In those moments, recall what has already transpired. Recall how the caution arrived. Recall how the threat was disclosed and extracted. That was not chance. That was validation. What you sense is not haphazard. It is part of how I interact with you. Do not disregard the quiet indicators. Do not disregard the quiet indicators. Do not dismiss the delicate cautions. They are not there to bewilder you. They are there to direct you. When something seems wrong, halt. When something seems correct, advance with assurance. You are discovering to steer your life with a more profound dimension of consciousness, and that consciousness will keep you secure in ways you cannot always justify. There is also a restoration occurring in your life. Things that were stolen from you, whether it was tranquility, belief, or assurance, are being reconstructed. You may not perceive the full restoration yet, but it is transpiring. Every time you select faith over panic, you are reconstructing. Every time you advance forward despite ambiguity, you are fortifying what was once diminished. You are not the same individual you were before this instant. Something has transformed in you, something that cannot be inverted. You have witnessed what could have transpired, and you have witnessed how it was averted. That alters how you perceive everything. It alters how you believe, how you advance, and how you comprehend your own life. There is also a new dimension of courage that will start to emerge within you. Not boisterous or hostile, but constant and unshakable. You will start to stand firm in ways you did not before. You will communicate with lucidity where you once wavered. You will walk with assurance where you once questioned. This courage is not originating from your own power. It is originating from the certainty that you are not alone. Do not retreat from this expansion. Do not attempt to return to what seems comfortable but no longer accommodates. You are being extended into something greater. You are being equipped for a route that demands power, lucidity, and confidence. And everything that is transpiring right now is part of that preparation. You may also start to witness new possibilities appearing in your life. Entrances that were once sealed may start to unlock in unexpected ways. Routes you never contemplated may start to seem correct. This is not haphazard. This is harmony. As I extract what does not belong, I create space for what does. But you must advance with perception. Not every unlocked entrance is intended for you. Not every possibility is harmonized with your calling. This is where your consciousness becomes important. You will recognize deep within what is correct for you. Believe that recognition. It is there for a cause. What occurred before was a caution, but it was also a validation. It demonstrated to you that you are being directed, shielded, and equipped. It disclosed that nothing can stand against you without being uncovered. And it verified that even when you do not comprehend what is transpiring, I am already operating on your behalf. You are starting to perceive that your life is not haphazard. The arrangements you once disregarded are now becoming distinct. The circumstances that once bewildered you are now starting to make logic. This is because you are no longer traveling blindly. You are being directed with purpose, and that direction is sharpening your vision. You are starting to identify that there is a cause behind every postponement, every interruption, and every unexpected shift. Type 222 to claim miracles. There is a layer of reality that many never access, and you are being brought into it. It is the comprehension that not everything is observable, yet everything is genuine. There are activities occurring around you that you cannot observe, choices being shaped, routes being redirected, and results being molded. When the investigator was captured, it was not just an isolated incident. It was a glimpse into how things function, beyond what your vision can detect. It was a moment where the invisible became observable, even if only for a brief time. You must not disregard what that moment disclosed. It demonstrated to you that there are powers that try to examine you, comprehend you, and even forecast your next movement, but it also demonstrated to you something far greater. It demonstrated to you that no matter how closely something monitors you, it cannot override what I have already proclaimed over your life. What I have positioned within you cannot be undone by observation, examination, or interference. There will be times when you sense like you are being challenged again. Circumstances may emerge that remind you of past ambiguity. You may sense the same pressure, the same uneasiness, the same inquiries emerging within you. But this time is different. This time you are not the same individual. You are conscious, you are discerning, you are linked in a way that you were not before, and that alters everything. Do not let panic return to a place that has already been cleared. Panic will try to revisit you, to persuade you that you are still defenseless. But you must recall what has already been verified. You must recall how the caution arrived, how the threat was uncovered, and how the result was secured. That is your proof. That is your validation. You are not standing on ambiguity. You are standing on reality. There is also a purpose on your life that is starting to take form more clearly. You may not fully comprehend it yet, but you can sense it. It is in the way you contemplate, the way you respond, the way you perceive the world differently now. You are being equipped for something that demands both power and consciousness. This is not a minor purpose. It is something that will affect more than just your own life. Type yes to receive blessings. You will be positioned in circumstances where your comprehension will direct others. People will approach you without even understanding why, and they will discover lucidity through you. This is not because you possess all the solutions, but because you are linked to the foundation of reality. What flows through you will not be your own insight alone. It will be something greater, something that originates from the same place that shielded you. But with this comes an accountability to remain harmonized. You cannot permit yourself to drift back into confusion or distraction. You must remain conscious, remain stable, and remain linked. The more you stay harmonized, the clearer everything will become. The more you believe, the more powerful your perception will develop. This is how you will persist to walk in security and calling. You may also start to observe that certain surroundings no longer seem correct to you. Places that once seemed normal may now seem burdensome or uncomfortable. This is not your fabrication. This is your consciousness increasing. You are becoming receptive to what harmonizes with you and what does not. This receptivity is not a vulnerability. It is a compass. It is assisting you to navigate where you should be and where you should not. Do not disregard this transformation. Do not compel yourself to remain in places that exhaust you or draw you away from your tranquility. You are being directed out of what no longer serves you. And as you depart those places behind, you are creating space for something superior, something that harmonizes with your calling, your expansion, and your purpose. There is also a fortification occurring within your soul. You're becoming more enduring, more constant, more stable in ways that cannot easily be disturbed. This power is not based on situations, it is based on connection. It originates from recognizing that you are not traveling alone. It originates from believing that you are being directed even when you do not fully comprehend the route. The investigator thought they were monitoring your vulnerability, but they were actually witnessing your power. They witnessed your moments of uncertainty, your moments of ambiguity, and they assumed that was your boundary. But they did not witness what was constructing inside you. They did not witness the endurance that was forming, the consciousness that was developing, the connection that was intensifying, and because they did not witness it, they miscalculated you. This is why they were captured. This is why their strategy failed, because they were examining what was observable, not what was genuine. And what is genuine about you cannot be quantified by what others perceive. It is more profound than that. It is established in something that cannot be stolen, analyzed, or dominated. As you advance forward, you must carry this comprehension with you. You must recall that you are not defined by what others contemplate, what others perceive, or what others anticipate. You are defined by what has been positioned within you, and that is something that no one can extract. There will be more moments of disclosure ahead, more times where things become distinct suddenly, where reality surfaces without caution. When those moments arrive, do not be frightened. Welcome them. They are part of your expansion. They are part of your preparation. They are part of your journey into a more profound dimension of comprehension. You are not being abandoned to determine this out on your own. Every step you take is being directed. Every choice you make is being shaped. Every route you walk is being molded. Even when you sense unclear, there is a path being established before you. Stay attentive, stay conscious, stay linked, because what is ahead will demand you to walk with assurance, recognizing that you are not alone. You are being guided into something greater than what you have experienced, something that will demand everything you have discovered so far. And as you persist, you will start to perceive more clearly than ever before. You will comprehend why things transpired the way they did. You will witness how every moment, every postponement, every caution, and every shield was guiding you to where you are now. You must not assume that the incidents you encountered were isolated. They are linked to a larger arrangement that is forming in your life. That arrangement is not haphazard, it is purposeful. It is guiding you gradually into a place where your consciousness, your power, and your belief will all be demanded at once. You are not being equipped for something minor. You are being equipped for something that will demand you to stand firm even when others waver. Type 10L to receive blessings. There is a burden that accompanies being selected, and you are starting to sense it. It is not a load intended to shatter you, but an accountability intended to mold you. You may sense moments where you wish things were more straightforward, where you wish you did not have to perceive so profoundly or sense so intensely. But what you possess is not intended to be minimal. It is intended to be significant, and significance always accompanies depth. You are discovering how to stand in reality, even when it is uncomfortable. You are discovering how to believe what you sense, even when others do not comprehend it. This is part of your expansion. It is part of entering into a place where you are no longer easily shaped by what is around you. You are becoming secured, stable in something that does not transform with situations. There will be moments when you sense isolated in this journey, not because you are truly isolated, but because not everyone can travel where you are heading. Some will withdraw, some will not comprehend, and some will select different routes. This is not something to dread. It is something to embrace, because where you are being guided demands concentration, lucidity, and harmony. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. The investigator who was captured symbolizes more than a single incident. It symbolizes the shattering of an arrangement that once had access to your life. It symbolizes the conclusion of a cycle where things could function undetected. That cycle is now terminated. What once operated in privacy is now uncovered. What once had sway is now extracted, and what remains is a clearer route forward. You must not return to former patterns of uncertainty. You must not doubt the shield that has already been verified. When your mind attempts to revisit panic, remind yourself of what has been accomplished. Remind yourself that what was concealed has been disclosed. Remind yourself that you are not the same as you were before. This is how you stay stable in reality. There is also a purpose within you that is becoming more powerful. You can sense it in the way you contemplate, the way you respond, the way you perceive things differently now. This purpose is not something you fabricated. It is something that was positioned within you long ago, and it is now starting to emerge. It will direct your choices, mold your behaviors, and shape the route you walk. But with this purpose comes a requirement for restraint. You cannot advance carelessly. You cannot disregard what you sense. You cannot permit distractions to draw you away from what signifies. You are being requested to enter into a higher dimension of consciousness, and that demands purposeful selections. It demands you to be attentive of where you travel, who you believe, and what you permit into your life.